Yo, 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 it's me, the Zeke, and today we're going to be doing some pride flag stuff. So essentially, I'm going to be breaking down to you each of the most common pride flags and some of the a little bit less common ones, but still are out there an okay amount. And if you don't know me, I'm Ezekiel, and you can call me Wokeal for this way because I'm essentially very woke. That's what I'm doing. I'm talking about pride flags, eh? I'll be talking about other certain things, and if you want to hear me explain anything and break things down for you, leave it down in the comments below. So first of all, we have our regular pride flag. It's got all the stuff there. We'll get to the thing with the circle, but as you know, the rainbow is usually just considered gay. It's considered pride. It's considered to be essentially, this is who we are, and we're not gonna change. But I am a cis straight white man, so I can't really say anything, eh? The black and brown in there are to symbolize the fact that the LGBTQ plus community supports the black and brown community, the people of color out there. So it's also supposed to represent the fact that there are black and brown people who are in the LGBTQ community. Because everybody's gotta, like, depend on each other, yo. It's gotta be equal. We just gotta all accept each other. Next, we have this. Now this one's a bit of a rare one, so let's get this out of the way. So this is demisexual. Essentially, you need to have a very, very strong bond with someone in order to feel any sort of sexual attraction to them. And I'm talking like they need to like learn your horoscope. They need to know when you were born. They need to know what your address is. They need to know what your social security card is before they fall in love with you. But in reality, there is also romantics for all the things that are sexual in here. So just add in romantic to it if you don't feel sexual attraction. So we don't really need to go over this too much more because it's just you need to have a very deep connection with this person in order to fall in love with them. And honestly, I respect that, yo. Next we have transgender. So for transgenders, they don't identify with the gender they were assigned at birth. So, for instance, a male will transition to a woman, and a female will transition to a man. And, you know, that's completely valid. So, we'll accept that. We accept that. It's completely valid here. But that's essentially all there is to it. Imagine feeling like you were born in the wrong body and seeing other people happy for you. There are many forms of this thing called gender dysphoria, which rocks transgender people's world in a bad way. And people sometimes have it, cis people as well, if they go through some sort of surgery. Like, there's dudes who accidentally have female hormones during puberty, and they'll get a breast reduction because, you know, it's really uncomfortable and they feel weird in their own bodies, and that's kind of what transgenders have to do. Remember, the same sorts of, like, surgeries and hormones and stuff that they want to take are given to cisgender people like me, without a problem. Anyway, this is the pan flag. Essentially, you just like everyone regardless of gender. You don't even care about gender. You don't see it. You just like people for who they are. You don't see, like, you don't care how they identify. You don't care how they dress or anything. Like, you're immediately just like, I like this person and nothing else. Not boy, not girl, not anything. I just like him. It's mostly used as a substitute for bisexual, in which people usually say includes non-binary people and transgenders as well. However, you know, it's not always the case. It changes up depending on everybody's interpretation. Remember, the flag is there to fit you. You are not there to fit the flag, just so you know. Anyway, this is the non-binary flag. So essentially, non-binary are people who don't identify as a man or a woman. So imagine gender as like the color spectrum. Non-binary people would be around the middle. They don't really care, and they're pretty nice people. They usually go by they them because, I don't know, it's a very gender neutral pronoun, but we'll get a little bit into that in another video that I'm going to be having come out soon. Next we have this, which is the lesbian flag. As you can see, it is orange, white, and pink. This is essentially for women who like women. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Oh, this is going to be a hard one. So this is intersex. Now, intersex is not really something that a lot of people know about, especially the people who say there are two genders. So let's get this out of the way. I'm gonna make another video pretty much diving into the fact that there are more than two genders. But intersex people are people who are born with... Okay, let me quickly... Okay, intersex is a term for a variety of conditions in which a person is born with a reproductive or sexual anatomy that doesn't fit to the typical definitions of male or female. For example, a person might be born appearing to be female on the outside, but having mostly male typical anatomy on the inside, or a person may be born with genitals that seem to be in between the usual male and female types. So essentially it's not just two genders, guys. And when you're talking about genders, you're probably talking about sex, eh? And we include that why in the LGBTQ plus community? Because those people are looked down on same as the LGBTQ plus community. And plus, intersex people will probably get it. They'll understand the things that the LGBTQ plus community has gone through, eh? This is bisexual. It means you like two genders. Bi standing for two. I've seen people being like, I'm a bi-lesbian, which essentially means that they prefer women a lot more than men, or they prefer women and non-binary people, essentially two genders that they're attracted to. It doesn't really matter which ones, but more often than not, it's going to be dudes and girls. So, we get that out of the way. This one is asexual flag. You feel no sexual attraction to people. That's it. You can still feel romantic attraction, eh? It's just you don't have sexual attraction, and that's completely fine. Next, we have the arrow ace flag. So for this one, it means... Hold on. Oh, this one's the aromantic flag. I got it wrong. So this one's the aromantic flag, which means that you feel no romantic attraction to people. However, there's a possibility you still feel sexual attraction. It's just, you know, you don't feel romantic attraction. Sometimes you still have needs, you know. This one's the original. I already showed you that one. Now this one is a bit confusing to a lot of people, because a lot of people would think, hey, we already have a gay man pride flag as the rainbow. Well, you know, this one's a pretty specific one that includes trans men, according to Wiki. So essentially this one's the dude love dude flag. Now let's move on. This one's the gender fluid flag. It means that your gender, how you feel on the inside, it's fluid. It kind of moves around, like fluid, I guess. So, you can sometimes feel more masculine, more feminine, more in the middle. It fluctuates. It's fluid, you know? And so it completely depends. You know, Finster, the streamer, he's gender fluid. So he goes by like all pronouns. It's all chill and stuff. Next we have this one, which a lot of people see and they go, what? And personally, I did that as well because I thought, what the heck is that? So this one's the polyamory pride flag. Because, you know, sometimes you feel like you want to have a harem. Nah, I'm just kidding. So it's openness and honesty of all parties, and you can love multiple people at once. So that's essentially it. Just like make sure everyone's consensual in it, and it's fine, eh? Now this one's the arrow ace flag, which I mentioned earlier. This means you feel no attraction romantically or sexually. So that was all the pride flags, but we're going to get into something a little bit different after this with the next episode of Woke Ezekiel. And thank you so much for watching, eh? Bye-bye!